Hello everyone, this is Janice Johnson, your ministry marketing mentor, and I am coming clean. I want to let you know what I've been doing over these past few days. I know you haven't heard from me. So yes, I did. First, happy Thanksgiving to all of you in the United States and all of my clients who are abroad. I wanted to say happy Thanksgiving. I'm very grateful for God allowing me to serve you. And for you being open to working with me in whatever capacity that we've had the opportunity to work together throughout this year or any other year. I'm really grateful to you for trusting me with your gifts and with your vision. It's been a wonderful journey so far. Well, I did eat. So if you're wondering, I did eat a really great Thanksgiving dinner, and I ate about 3 times. I did not go Black Friday shopping. Instead, I looked at a couple of things online and decided that I had other things I can do with my time. And here's what I was doing. Okay, ready? So, do you see this flip chart paper back here? What I have been doing over the past couple of days, if you're not one of my clients know this already, but if you're not one of my clients, you don't know that over the past probably 5 or so days, maybe 7, I have been on this real big push to finish. Finish strong and to finish the things that the Lord has given me. You know, when I spend time with my quiet time and talking to the Lord about what my next steps were, and some of my frustrations and stuff like that, one of the things that He impressed upon my heart is to finish strong. So I've been on this 40 plus days to finish, and now we're at 38 days to finish. So we have 38 days to finish strong, and there's some projects that I need to finish. So here you see in front of you my list of projects. Yeah, this is just a list that I decided to share with you guys. There are so many other things in my notebook, but these are things that I've been working on in the last maybe 2 days. Stuff like finishing my speaker kit, making edits to my book. Yeah, I have a book coming up. Creating creating my 2013 launch calendar, 90-day challenge for my clients, a couple of other things, and testimonial. So that's kind of what I do. You know, when I'm pulling together and I'm getting ready to finish things, or I have major projects in front of me, one of the things that I like to do is to list out what it takes, what do I have in front of me. So I want to encourage you, as you finish this year strong, number one, just make a list of the things that you have before you. So after I make my list, then I do this. And my clients and we do this as well. I have my words of wisdom that I create, or the things that I need to say to myself when stuff comes up. So you're probably thinking, what do you mean, Janice, when stuff comes up? You know, even as a leader to leaders, there are times when I'm working on projects and working on things to complete that my stuff comes up, my issues come up, my insecurities come up. And for me, I don't know about you, but when my insecurities come up, I pull back and I second guess and I overanalyze and I make it way, way, way more tougher than it needs to be. And so I decided this time that I would just write down some things. So before I started this entire process, I started praying. During my devotional time, I was focusing on, hey God, what do I want to finish during these next 40 days? And what do you think that I could finish? And what are you going to partner with me on? And all this stuff. And so then I wrote down the words that were either in my journal or some of my coaching calls. I also have a mentor. I have several. And my mentors provide recordings of my coaching calls, and so I listen back to those things. So some of you may work with a mentor, or you provide some type of coaching or training to other people. It's important to provide those calls, the opportunity to listen back, because it gives the student, the mentee, an opportunity to reflect on where they've come from, where they're headed, and some of the things that happened during your time together. So these are some of the things I'll share with you. So one of the things I wrote down is stop and notice God at work. And because I'm so busy, I rarely stop. I'm always going. I'm always thinking about what's the next thing I could do and where should I go. And so it's hard for me sometimes to just stop and notice God at work. But that was one of the things that came out. Another thing was go forth in the name and the strength of the one who sent you. Now, for many of you, you're like, what? Maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. But even though I serve leaders and even though I've been doing this and my clients have gotten a lot of success and I'm successful and I love what I'm doing, there are times when I feel like I'm not enough. There are times when I feel like what I know is not going to be enough and maybe I need a little more accolades, another endorsement or something. And when those moments come up, I say to myself, similar to what Moses said, who am I to go. And one of the things that came up through my quiet time when I brought this before the Lord is, He says, go in the strength of the one who sent you. And so I'm going to encourage you to go in the strength of the one who sent you. And then there are others, I'm not going to read them all, but one of the other ones is finish what you start. Which leads me to where I am right now and how I'm going to work out the rest of these days in the year. I'm going to finish what I started. There's several projects that I have before me, several goals that I set. And life happens, and ministry happens, and there's so much going on. And sometimes if we're not careful, we don't finish. So I'm on this quest to finish, and I'm inviting you along with me. So that's what I've been doing. So I'm finishing what I started. And so to finish what I started, remember I made a list of all the things I had. Then I made a list of words of encouragement and words of wisdom to keep me going in case I get stuck. And then I did pick only one thing to focus on. And that's somewhere on here. Focus on something. Oh, yeah. Focus on hinge moment, focus on one thing. I don't know. It's somewhere. Focus on one thing and be present in the moment. That was key for me. That's why I wrote it in green. Be present at the project at hand. And I do want to say this part. This was something that came up at the bottom of the sheet. Everything I need to be successful at this point, I already have. I want to encourage you, if you thought you need one more degree, one more certification, one more class, one more something else, you don't need it. Everything you need, you already have. Look at your relationships, your connections, your notes, your CDs, your tapes. Everything you already need to finish what's before you, you already have. All right, and so then I went on my practical start part. So then I wrote down what I was working on. And so right now I'm working on finishing my book. And so I wrote down my goals for the book, and whatever reason the flip chart paper is sticky. And so, yeah, when you do these videos, make sure your flip chart paper doesn't stick. Anyway, I usually, I teach my clients that I work in 3 phases. And so, 3 goals that I have, 3 goal areas. I have an income goal, an influence goal, and an impact goal. Okay, and so I have the impact, how many books I want to sell, influence, how many leaders or ministries or subscribers or whatever I want to attract, and then income, how much money I want to make from the project, if that's what it is. And I teach this, and I actually do it. So I wrote those things down, and then I went on my quest, and here's where I am. I'm not going to tell you everything I did, but I just want to encourage you. And if you're wondering, does it take all this? It absolutely does. So then I started thinking about strategies that I could use to expand my reach. So I have here some offline strategies. Those are things that I'm going to do outside of the internet to push and promote my book and the project at hand. And that's the project at hand is my book. And so I have things like press releases, PR, articles, stickers of influencers, radio, things like that, what I'm going to mail. And then I have an online strategy. And these are the things that I'm going to do on the internet. We just throw this away. To launch the book as well, and I write all those things down too. And I'm not going to tell you my whole project plan, but the point of this video is to let you know that if there are things that you want to accomplish in 2012 or in 2013 or in the next 15 days, then it takes time. It takes time to plan, it takes time to prepare, it takes time to look at what you're doing and say, hey, what is the most logical step? Wisdom, I was studying recently, and the Bible says in James that if any man lacks wisdom, we can ask the Lord and He'll give it to us liberally, and He won't upbraid it, He won't hold it against us, He won't hold against you that you didn't use it wisely, you didn't use the wisdom He gave you the last time, but He'll continue to give you freely. But when you look up the word wisdom, it's 2 things that I really loved about the definition for wisdom when I started studying in Scripture. Wisdom is not only knowing what the best steps, the best strategy, the best idea is. Wisdom gives you the best move and the best way to execute it. And so it's like amazing. That's what wisdom is. It's my best next step and the best way to carry out that step. And so when you seek and you ask the Lord for wisdom, He'll give it to you. It's just up to you now to walk it on out. So as I finish strong, I want to invite you to finish strong with me. Totally and completely free. Go over to my Facebook page. That is facebook.com/ministry marketing mentor. Facebook.com/ministry marketing mentor. And let me know what projects you're working on. Maybe we can hold each other accountable and we can focus on our finish together. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this video and enjoyed your holiday. I look forward to seeing and hearing from you all soon. Until then, I'm going back to work on my book and the things that I'm going to do to finish strong. And I look forward to hearing from you and what you're going to do to finish strong. Be blessed.